What's up? I'm Hype. I play games, make games everywhere, and today we're gonna be going through tutorials in hypehype, checking out make a mini hype easy editor tutorial. Welcome to the hype editor. When I'm making a game, I like to use these three fingers: zoom in, zoom out, and move around the world. In this tutorial, you'll learn about premades. Premades have built-in functionalities and they speed up making games. Start by adding a player from assets. Tap to open assets. On the bottom, we have our hamburger menu, assets, logic, and hierarchy. Let's go to assets. These are examples of pre-made players. All of these characters have the ability to move around the world, either stomp, fire, fight, or bash, all built into them, along with the ability to move the camera by scrolling above. I'm a fan of jump and stomp, so let's go with that. Do a search when you need something from the asset library. There's thousands of assets in hypehype. Be sure to check them out. All different things from trees, animals, airplanes, sci-fi planes, you name it, it's in the asset library. If you search for a player, you'll find main character for your games. Let's give the player a nicer look. Tap here to choose a new look. I'm gonna go with the Dino Dude. Looking good, it's time to test the gameplay. Tip, return by tapping the back button. Now the back button is this button up here at the top left, over here, and that'll take you back to your editor, or in this case, our tutorial. We have the ability to move around so you can look at different angles, and we can take the little Dino Dude and jump around and look around this cool little desert. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this tree. All objects have a collision shape around them. The collision shape defines the shape of the object. Here we can see it looks like the Dino Dude's standing in the air. That is just because the collision shape of this object extends into this air. It's always good to pay attention to the shapes of your objects. All right, let's go back. The player you choose is a pre-made. It has built-in features. It can run when you drag while playing, moving the camera angle while moving the character as well. The ability to do two things at the same time is pretty cool. You can also jump, fight, depending on which player you chose. This character only jumps, but there are some that punch or shoot fireballs. You can play with these just by testing them in your tutorial or example hype. Select the player. I'm going to zoom in by pinching. You can change things like the player's speed and health points in the basic menu. Select the character on the tab on the top right. You'll be able to see player stomp, player health, drag and turn. Hit the down arrow to customize these settings, whether the player's speed, health, all these can be factored in and adjusted depending on the game that you are creating. Next, let's add some decoration to the scene. Let's go to assets. Here we can see a bunch of different little plants. Let's go ahead and add this one. I'm a fan of blue. This plant is an example of a model. It doesn't do anything but look nice. Press this drag icon to move the plant. The two fingers and thumb are what I use the most when editing on my phone. This is great because you can change your perspective, zoom in, zoom out, and let's go ahead and move this plant all the way over here. You can use the colored handles to move an object on one axis. You will need these moves: drag to move, pinch to zoom, and drag with two fingers to rotate. First, move, rotate, and zoom the view to see the plant better. Okay, so let's go like this and we can move it. If you want to see where on the XYZ axis is, you can just hit this icon below. The tutorial is kind of blocking the view, but it shows the position of the X, Y, and Z. Let's go ahead and put this over here. And I'm going to scale it down a little bit by hitting the scale down and maybe rotate it a little bit like that. And remember, you can move it on one axis at a time. I think that looks good. Let's continue. Make sure the plant is selected. Move the plant to a good spot. Turn the view to see it better. Okay, so this is just playing with the movement using your two fingers and thumb. And yeah, maybe let's just move it a little bit like this. Down so that it's coming out from the wall at an angle like so. Looking good. How about some things for the players to collect? Find a collectible gem in assets. Notice how collectible gem is highlighted green. If you go to assets and you type in collectible gem, this item will come up. Create a copy of the gem, duplicate, and move the copy a bit. Zoom out. Let's go ahead and move this guy down here. Copy the gem once more. Move the gem to a good spot. Turn the view to see better. Always good to use 2 fingers when rotating and moving around. Make sure it's not floating in the air too much. This gem, let's move it over here. You can see the blue axis line, the green axis line, and the red axis line. Playtest time. Try to collect all the gems. Tap here to start. Tip, return by tapping back. Again, the back is on the top left. All right, let's go collect some gems. Where's that other gem? It's over here. There we go. Looking good. Collectible gems are also pre-made. They have built-in properties. Just like the pre-made character has properties such as health, the gem has properties such as collectible score. Collectibles disappear and make a sound on contact. They may increase score or player health. These pre-mades have a sound effect and they can increase your score depending on if you have a game where you need to collect gems, or they can also increase the player's health if we want to change the gem into like a heart or something. Next, you'll add a finish line to the game. Let's go to the assets. So we got a finish flag where if the player gets to the finish flag, the game finishes, and a racing goal, which is just go for the flag. This pre-made ends the game when the player reaches the flag. Move also the flag to a good spot. Make sure it doesn't float in the air. Let's add it to the top of this tree. 2 fingers to move around, rotate, and these 2 to pinch in and zoom. Always good to move the camera around since we are in a 3D world. Good, and we can even move that flag like there. This is a good tip to rotate an object. You can hit these discs and it will rotate the object 45 degrees. And I think that's good for us. Let's play test, run to the flag and see what happens. Tap here to play, and let's get up there and finished. And if we were in the actual game, a game menu would come up and say game complete, but we're in a tutorial, so let's hit back. Great job, you've completed a small working hype. Now you can save the hype and make it better. Try adding an enemy from the asset library or test new pre-mades. If you want to save your work, tap here and select Save Draft. Continue editing or leave the editor to explore hypehype. Just notice that this tree is kind of floating in the air. Let's go ahead, select the tree, make it a little bigger, and then move this flag up. And let's take a look at the gem and the pre-mades collectible score. So here we have the score amount. There's an animation delay. This is a great introduction to this tutorial. If we wanted to save it, we hit save. It takes a screenshot. From here, you just select Save Draft. And that's it for this tutorial. If you like this kind of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more notifications. Until next time, stay safe out there. I'm Hypesy, and peace.